paradoxically, it is the very time when you're busy at work that you should make time to do the things that you enjoy that enable you to rest and recover. So I think identifying what factors you can control is helpful. I can remember that there were some really nice examples. Sorry to go back to sport again, but there'll be examples of athletes the day before a competition writing down what the challenges they're going to face and how they're going to cope with that as a strategy to identify what they can control. So this is what's going to happen. These are the things I'm going to face. This is how I'm going to deal with what I'm about to face. So writing things down can be helpful. Sometimes we might want to write, if you've got lots of things that we have to do, lists can be helpful. My wife has an inordinate amount of lists of things that we have to do. But I think more broadly, it's about identifying what is it that we can control in terms of our lifestyle, behaviors, and skills. And I think in terms of being able to manage stress, a good question to ask ourselves is, what is it that I enjoy doing? What is it that enables me to rest and to recover and to recharge? Because there's a paradox that actually often when we become under stress, when we have a very busy workload, we have lots of things going on in our life, maybe some difficult things to deal with, it feels trite or it feels a little bit frivolous to take time off to do the things that I enjoy doing. Whereas paradoxically, it is the very time when you're busy at work, when you have lots of things going on or difficult things to deal with, that you should make time to do the things that you enjoy that enable you to rest and recover. I don't want to overemphasize that point, but I often see that in lots of people, whether in corporate settings, whether they're in other settings, that they will stop doing the things that they enjoy doing because they are busy. But it is the things that they enjoy doing that will enable them to rest and recover and function even better at the difficult, demanding jobs that they have. The other lifestyle factors I mentioned, sleep, also breath control and being able to regulate breathing, whether that's doing some mindfulness, whether that's doing some meditation, whether that's doing some relaxation. Some people find that helpful. Other people like to be more actively engaged in activities, but being able to suddenly regulate your breath and your breathing is an important relaxation strategy for some people. So lots of things that go on that you think about, well, what can I control? Because if you can control your breathing, you can regulate your physical state in a difficult, demanding situation. If I can control and make sure my sleep is good, then I'm much more likely to respond in a more positive way to some of the demands that I see in a subsequent day. Similarly, if you've taken time out to rest and recover through nature or exercise or whatever it might be, you're in a better position to manage the demands and the stresses that you're faced with. And so I think what I'm trying to say here, Owen, is probably to control two things. One of which is lifestyle, so that the readiness for the stressor is you're in a better position to manage the stressor when it happens. And then the skills that enable you to cope with the stressor when it does arrive. So I think those two things are important. Am I, in a sense, putting in place the groundwork to manage the stressor, so in a better position when the stressor arrives? And do I have the skills to cope with those two things I think are important?